Hi, welcome to this video. We're going to go through some Tai Chi together. I'm going to do some warm-up exercises, something for you to follow along with, and just remind yourself of the exercises we're doing in the class together. And I won't go into too much detail, just enough to remind you of the main important things. So without too much ado, let's get started. We start with the feet on the ground, the feet at an angle, out to the corners, so the toes are pointing to the corners. Try to make the whole weight of your body evenly balanced over the ball of the feet, the heel, and the outside edge. Now, to get the outside edge in contact with the ground, you may have to open up the knees or roll out the thighs, and just so you start to feel the outside edge also there for you. Let your weight relax into your feet. Make sure your toes are nice and loose. You can even wiggle them. And the whole of the foot spreading on the ground. From there, we're going to raise the sternum. The sternum is this soft point just below the ribs. We're going to lift this distance up. So what this effect has is raises my back. Can you see my back coming straight? Just when this distance opens up. So feel what that does. Push up a little bit with the legs to raise up the sternum, and you'll feel your back lift. Now we want to tuck the chin, which is basically just like you've got a roll-up ball of socks and you're just holding it there with your chin. Not hard so your throat is stuck. That has the effect of raising the back of the head and lifting the crown of the head. Now all that lifting is tightening the muscles in the body against gravity. And the next part of the exercise is to soften the muscles on the inside of the body. So we've lifted ourselves into alignment, maintaining that alignment, soften on the inside. Let the muscles of the lower back melt. Let the muscles of the upper back and the shoulders feel like they're melting. Feel the weight sink and travel into the feet. You should feel more weight in the feet. Feel the weight of each arm tug in the shoulders until you're just letting your body weight rest. Your frame of your body is supporting you. Gravity is sinking you into your feet as if you're suspended from the crown of the head. And what we want to try and find is that sweet spot where we just feel like we're a corn in a field. We're not holding on, we're completely loose, and there may be some sway in the body. We're just returning to stability. We feel our body sway a little bit, maybe forwards, maybe backwards, maybe sideways. We just bring ourselves back to the center of each foot. It's our standing posture in Tai Chi, the middle finger on the crease of the trousers. And we just wait and we scan around the whole body, the sensations of the body, listening for any muscle we don't need to keep us in this posture. And we have the intention to melt that muscle downwards, as if the muscles are melting off the bones. You may feel broader in the back. You may feel slightly heavier in your body, and your thighs will start to do a little bit of work. We just begin to rest. Our standing posture. And we can be in this posture with the heels touching and the tongue on the roof of the mouth, or we can do the same in parallel stance. Here the knees are lightly bent, always bent in Tai Chi, never locked, always bent. Hands open with the palms seated, the wrists seated. Thumb on the crease of the trousers. Follow through this exercise. Fold the hips and the knees until you're in this squatting position. Notice my back is straight. It's leaning forwards, but it's straight. The weight stays in the same part of the feet as I bob down. It doesn't matter how low you go, as long as the knees and the hips are folding at the same rate. The knees stay straight. Don't let the knees come in. Keep the weight in the center of the feet. When you get to the bottom, we're going to scoop with the fingertips in a nice big arc, using the legs all the way to the top, above the head, right above the head. So you feel a stretch of the skin and the fascia of the body right to the top. There's our aligned posture. We're going to use gravity and the melting muscles to drop ourselves back into the standing posture. And everything finishes together with the weight in the center of the feet, coming back to that seated position where the hips are soft, the knees are lightly bent. Everything arrives together. As soon as we arrive, we fold. We use the legs to scoop. Feel the stretch and immediately release downwards. Try and time the movement so the hands arrive at exactly the same time that the knees finish bending. Fold, the knees are bending this way. Open up, the legs straight but not locked. And from the very top, the knees are going to bend all the way down, all the way down, all the way down until I arrive in the standing posture. And in the standing posture, scan through your whole body. And if there's anywhere you don't need, any muscle groups you don't need that are holding on, that you don't need to stand up, maybe the back feels tight, maybe the chest or the shoulders feel tight, maybe the neck. Settle. Let everything settle into your feet. When you're ready, when you finish settling, we'll do 3 more. Fold. Without stopping at the bottom, scoop. Without stopping at the top, feel the stretch, release. Without stopping all the way down, settle. When you finish settling, fold. Weight in the same part of the feet the whole way through the exercise. Stretch, release. Finish together and settle. And 1 more. Into our standing posture and settle. And we'll have a little shake. Always shaking out the joints, shaking the muscles off the bones. Any tension in the muscles, just shaking it off the bones. We'll do a little stretch for the spine. So this movement is folding inwards. I'm arching the spine this way. I'm lifting up the pelvis, up the pubic bone. I'm dropping the head, and then I'm opening the spine with a curve backwards. We'll do that with the breath. So parallel stance, feet straight ahead, shoulder width, knees bent. Breathing out, folding inwards. Can you see how my arms are rolling together? Got loose fists, not holding hard. Loose fists, my forearms are rolling together, and I'm drawing my elbows in, and I can really feel a curve in my back. Drop my head, let the weight of the head drop. And I feel that stretch in the spine all the way up the spine to the neck. Wait for the in-breath, and as the in-breath comes in, open up. Look at my arms rolling open with the in-breath, all the way to the top. And at the top, I just let the weight of the arms fall behind and the weight of the head. So rather than pulling to get a stretch, it's not an aerobic gym type workout. Let the weight of the body drop behind you and do what you can to soften the tissues of the chest, to let the weight of the arms pull open this whole area. Wait for the out breath. Let your movement follow the timing of your breathing. So you finish your out breath curled up. You wait for your in breath. My knees are rising. My legs are straightening a little bit as I come up, and they finish straightening at the top. Wait for the out breath. My legs start bending. The knees are bending. I'm sitting down into the legs, into the feet. The weight is in the same part of the feet. Dropping the head. End of the out breath. Wait for the in breath. And really try and combine your movement and your breathing. So your breath lasts the whole time you're moving into a curled position. Your in-breath lasts right from the moment you start opening up, all the way in right through to the top. So you might be doing this exercise at a completely different speed to me, but your own speed, your own body, tuning into listening to your breathing and timing your movement to the breath. And then a little shake out. In Tai Chi, we want to relax. Of course, we want to relax. We also want to ground. We also want to let our body weight and gravity blend together and settle us. We want our mind and our body to be doing the same thing, one task, exactly the same. So we're moving in synchronicity, our mind and our body. Our mind tells our body what to do. We work like a team. We're not separate. We're not mind and body separate. We're doing the same thing together. So all these exercises will encourage us to work in a way where we're listening and we're having strong intention to move in a very particular way. We'll do one more stretch, lifting the arm up way above the head. Make sure it's not in front of the body, it's above the head, so you can feel the stretch of the body. When you're in this position, I'm going to bring my weight to the opposite leg, and then I'm going to drop my hand palm down over my head, so my fingers point towards the far wall, and I let the weight of the arm drop, and I'm feeling into this area between the hip and the elbow and softening all those muscles, the intercostal muscles, trying to open up this whole area. And the slight tug of the weight of the arm is helping me open up this area. Now watch how I come out of it. I don't just bring the arm and the body up. I'm leaning this way. I bring the arm first. And as the arm comes down beyond the shoulder, it cantilevers the body upwards. And then we'll do the other side, lifting the arm up. Feel the stretch. It's important to do this in a stretched position. Move the arm across, so the palm down over the head. When you get into this position, begin to move the body to the opposite leg to the arm. All my weight is 100% in this leg. My fingers are pointing towards the wall, and I'm letting go of the weight of the arm, opening up this area. So the weight of the arm is basically pulling, like I'm being pulled by the fingers, helping me to release this area. You don't need to hold it for long, just that things are changing. And then coming up first with the arm, keep the body exactly where it is. When the hand comes below the shoulder, it cantilevers the body up. We'll do one more exercise. This exercise is called the first loosening exercise. It's a really important one, and it's one we try and do in all our warm-ups. Watch it first. I'll explain. I'm only going to explain simply. The starting position, the hands are to the corners. If 12 o'clock is straight ahead, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, the feet parallel. That's the starting position. The hands are at the height of the shoulders, and this is the position I always come back to when I'm in the middle. 50-50 weight, starting position. The first movement is a full release, and I'm bringing all my weight to one leg, and at the same time, I'm turning my hips. So I end up with my body facing 1 o'clock. At the same time, I drop the arms and I turn, and the arms swing up. This arm just swings up. Once the shoulders and the elbows in place, the arm swings up, the back hand through to about where the tail would be. It's important not to do this move, but to let this move happen by dropping and sinking, as if you're just water spiraling into your foot, like water leaving a bath. Releasing, turning. That's the first move. Then I come back to the beginning posture by turning my waist back and lifting up. And then I do exactly the same to the other leg. I drop and turn. And I turn back and lift. I'm going to do it to the side so you can see the movement. When I move on to my right leg, when I move on to my left leg, I turn to the right. When I move on to my right leg, I turn to the left. I'm aiming not to have any holding in my body. When I sink and turn, I'm releasing, fully releasing. The things you'll find is that as you turn, your knee will want to move in. Your weight will want to go onto the inside edge of your foot here. Don't let that happen. Make sure that as you move, the weight stays in the center of the foot and the turning is in your hip joints, not in your ankle and your knee. We want to isolate which muscles release so that we can turn and keep the knee stable. If these muscles here don't change, then as I turn my hips, the thigh turns with me and the knee collapses. Structure is really important in Tai Chi. We don't want anyone to hurt their knees. At first, aim to get about 50% of your body weight across, a little bit more of your body weight across and down. Eventually, 100%. But at the beginning, just transfer a small amount of weight to one foot, back to 50-50, a small amount of weight to the opposite foot, and back to 50-50. Just do 10 swings of these. The knees bending, the shoulders and elbows are dropping. The knees straightening as I come up, and I'm going down about an inch. You can see my head top, the level of my head top. If I put it at the top of the screen, useful that I haven't got much hair, you can just see the head top. As I turn and sink, I just drop down a little bit, and as I come back, I'm coming up. Sink and turn down, coming up back to the middle. And you'll notice my center line of gravity, my center line moves across as I turn. And when I turn this way, it moves away from the center. So my central stability is moving across. My center of gravity is moving across. There's a lot to that exercise. Try it. Don't let your legs hurt. You'll feel it in the legs, but we want the legs to, we want the muscles to tone, but don't overdo it. And if you feel your knee collapsing, don't go any further. And really don't push yourself into these exercises. Try and fully release the arm like it's a pendulum swinging, rather than holding on to the arms. We'll do one more exercise that we've done in the class, and it's stepping left and right. Have a look at it and see. We go from bow stance. Bow stance is standing in a square. So an album is square. The heel is over the corners. So when I put the album on the floor, my back heel is over the corner of the back corner. My front heel is over the front corner. So I'm standing with my heel over this corner. This foot goes straight ahead, something like this. And this foot goes out to the angle, 1 o'clock. So my feet are shoulder width apart. This back foot is out to an angle, and this is a square. It's not a long stance and it's not a wide stance. It's exactly shoulder width between the heels, and the toes of the back foot are in line with the heel of the front foot. That's the stance I'm looking for. These are my hands, of course. These are my feet. I'm going to put my feet in that position. And when I'm in that position, I turn my hips. The back hip comes forward, the front hip back. Both knees are bent. My weight's 50-50. My body's upright. My center line is between the feet. Bow stance. I try and make sure my back knee isn't collapsing. I can play with the angle of my foot until I just feel comfortable in that posture. I'm going to change from this posture to I'm facing 12 o'clock, facing the camera. I'm going to turn 90 degrees. And when I get to the next posture, I'm going to be in exactly the same posture, but I'm going to have my opposite leg forwards. So here I'm going to have my right leg forwards. Here I'm going to have my left leg forwards. This is how I do it. I trickle the weight forwards into the front leg, so my back heel peels off the ground and there's no weight in the back foot. I'm bringing all my weight into the front foot. I don't turn yet. I bring my weight into the foot. I feel my head top like a plumb line over my foot. Only then, when I brought my head top over my foot, do I turn my hips to the corner, and I make sure my knee doesn't collapse. The weight stays in the same part of the foot. I'm facing the corner, 1:30. I take a step with my empty weighted heel where I want to go, which is 3 o'clock. I move into the middle position. Now I'm 50-50 weight. My feet are at 90 degrees to each other. My body's facing the corner. Only when I arrive in the middle do I turn my waist and bring the back toes, pivoting on the back heel, in. Then settle and sink my weight. Now I've got a bow stance facing 3 o'clock. I do exactly the same to move back again. My weight in the right leg, I trickle the weight forwards, the left heel comes off the ground, there's no weight in the left foot. Once I arrive in the right foot, I can turn to the corner. Now I can place the left heel. Depending where I place the heel, that will determine the shape of my step. I want my step to be a square bow stance, so where I place my heel down is important. It needs to be shoulder width. I move in, still facing the corner. My hips are still facing the corner. My feet are at 90 degrees. Now I turn my hips and I bring my back toes in, pivoting on the back heel. Now I've got bow stance. Sink and square the hips, and I'm back to the beginning. That's our exercise. Those are the details. So we're doing 6 movements. From here, I'm going forwards, I'm moving, I'm turning, I'm stepping, I'm moving, I'm turning, I'm sinking. Move, turn, step, move, turn, sink. Move, turn, step, move, turn, sink. Move, wait until you're fully over the foot, turn, empty step, no weight in it, don't fall into the foot, just empty step, glide in, move. Turn, bring the back toes in with your hips, the whole leg moves. Weights equal in both feet, sink. 50-50 weight. Start the move, trickle the weight forwards. Only when you feel you're fully over the foot, 100% turn. Step. Move in. As you reach the 50-50 point, your ball of your right foot pushes onto the ground. Ball of the right touches down, feet at 90 degrees. Turn. Sink. Move. Turn. Step. Move. Turn. Sink. Move. Turn. Step. Move. Turn. Sink. Now, you want to try and be as accurate as possible with all those parameters. In Tai Chi, we call them principles. Stay upright, keep the hips level, keep the stepping single weighted so you're not falling into a step. Step into place where you want the heel to go down so you can achieve the right shape in the posture. Organize your body when you come into the centrally stable position, 50-50 weight, upright, sinking and stable. These are all the things we try and get right. Of course, you're not going to get all of them right. You're going to come onto a foot and wobble or tighten or step in the wrong place or be tight or forget what to do. Over time, we gradually refine all these details so that this becomes muscle memory and clarity in what you're telling your body to do and what it's doing. This exercise is not easy, but the rewards are you learn much more about coordination, about balance, and about bringing your mind and your body together. So when I finish my exercise, I always back to the same posture at the beginning and just give myself a chance to organize my posture, structure of the body, lift the sternum, drop the chin, take away the lifting force, and settle back down. Quieten the mind, unwrinkle the brow, soften the tiny muscles around the eyes, the jaw, and the throat and the chest. Just let yourself find your quiet place. Thank you very much. I will see you hopefully in class next week. Thank you. And if you're watching this and you're not part of the class, I'm also doing Zoom classes you can join in at different levels. This is complete beginners level, and we just take it on and on as people refine their movement. Thanks very much.